Right, hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Night with Hilly, and we're here for HRF1, and as you can see we're at Abu Dhabi, short qualifying 50% race. If you just bear with me, I was running a bit late, so I'm just going to get the link shared about, and then I'll be with you properly. Hey Agna, yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm a lot better now, thank you. But yeah, it was, I couldn't eat at all, and talking was very painful, so... Right, HRF1. Go. Okay, let's go, Jacko. Yeah, thanks, Agnet. All better. Right, okay, here we are in qualifying. Just have a minute in, didn't we, such? Massey just joined in. He did tell us he was going to be a bit late. So, right. I think we want a Ferrari. It looks to me like Corey's out first. He is indeed. So, I don't know how you guys feel about Abu Dhabi, but I have to say I think it's one of the best tracks of the season. And lends itself to some superb racing. Love the challenge of it. It's another one of these tracks, and this is becoming commonplace in modern Formula 1, where tracks like to switch it up so that you need high downforce for technical sections of the track, but then they like to stick long straights in to make it difficult to set it. You've got to have some sort of hybrid setup. Find out what works for you, really. Didn't used to really get that much in the older tracks, but in modern Formula 1 it seems to be quite a common thing. So, just opening up Twitch on my laptop so that we can do a prediction. So Corey still first on track, so he will be coming around to do the first hot lap of the evening. Okay, guys. Right, so if we do a prediction tonight, let's do... Who we got? Do you know what? I don't know. The Bad X11, I don't feel like I've done a prediction for Bad X11 before. So, the Bad X11 used to be that you could guarantee being sort of top 3 in a race, but not so much anymore. It still does okay. I'm going to say to finish top 10, because I think that seems to be where he's about at the moment. So... Bad X11 to finish the race, top 10. So yes or no. Short qualifier, I should be able to give you 20 minutes from now, we should be fine with that. So there you go, 20 minutes to submit any prediction you might like to do. So it is Will X11, Bad X11 finish in the top 10. And evening Massey and evening Whoopi. Thank you very much, Whoopi. Oh, bless you. Here comes Corey then to complete the first lap of the evening. I didn't see any of that. I hope you guys did. 1:23.5 from Corey. That seems off the top of my head pretty decent to start us off with, although 22.8 immediately after from Paella. Oh, here's Chris over the line on the mediums, 24.1. Get to one of these drivers, Craig, just coming around the final corner now. comes 23.7 for Craig. Goes P3 for the moment. Pilot still top of the pops, and 23.8 for D-Bomb. Lycura's 24.5, 27.5 for Felungus. Whoopi has invalidated his first run. His teammate Monster's just in the final sector. As Ferrari heads to the line, that must be Gunnar. Doesn't appear to have set a lap, so I'm assuming invalidated. As Monsters cross the line, goes P3, 23.580, very, very close with Corey's time. He's just on an out lap. I'll tell you what, let's... No, hang on, we've got a Merc coming round. This is Bowden into the final corner. Oh, he's run very wide on the final corner, but he hasn't invalidated him. 23.388. Ayala is into the pits then, so let's go to Massey then, because we know he's on a hot lap. So Massey headed down a straight, DRS open, I should assume, yep. Heavy braking, left, right, chicane. Can be a difficult exit there on that chicane. But catch the inside curb, it can be a bit iffy, and like to try and spin you, and if you don't, then you can easily run quite a little bit wide, and just actually getting the power down is a little bit awkward as well, so... Certainly, I think it's a good corner actually, that chicane, because it's... You know, it's in, without it, it would just be a ridiculously long straight. It's a difficult corner to stick right in the middle of the straight. I like it. So 22.643 from Massey, then goes provisional pole for the moment. The two McLarens coming round. Looks like Monster's just cruising on an in lap. So Whoopi just into the final corner now. Comes 22.359, and that's provisional pole. I think we will go quicker still. And to run an in lap. I don't think we got anybody on a lap now. That's 6 drivers who haven't even come out yet. Not quite true actually. X11 did come out, but didn't get one on the board, so went back in. Hey James. Hello. I am fresh. Oh yes, everybody. I may as well tell you, I am fresh from a race win last night. Hilly, the race winner last night in 100% league. Won in where did I win, James? What race was it? What track did I do? Oh, Hungary. It was Hungary. I won at Hungary. 70 laps to Hungary. How can I forget that? And I was winner. Yes. Actually, my second race win last night in 100%. Apparently can't go. Oh, thank you. Let me go up then. You see that? Right. Who have we got coming round that's on out laps? I need to do the hilly hot lap actually, so Massey's just into the pits. You can get them. Okay. I'm just selling these. I'm a bit of pork pie. No, I don't want a bit. Thank you very much. Come on, Titan. Right, Chris coming around to start a hot lap, so let's do the hilly hot lap with Chris. Thanks, James. Go over the line then. Into turn 1, down the 4th. May see some drivers taking out in 5th. Flat out through the left and right. Try and keep in tight on the first part of the right hander. If you run out wide on the first part, you can easily end up off track in the second or towards the end of the corner. And late braking, late turning into the hairpin so you get that sort of hit the apex and get onto the power as quick as possible coming onto the straight. DRS all the way down to the chicane. Stuck right in the middle of the straight, the corner I was talking about not so long ago. Absolutely love this corner. Then heavy braking. You can use a bit of the inside curb on the first part, but advisable to miss the inside curb on the second part. Then again, all about opening the steering up, get on the power as quick as you can. It is a little bit slippery. We head up to the new section of the track. Really throw the car in, hold your pace and start accelerating at the earliest possible time so that you don't run wide. Chris was very close to doing that. Then around these three right-handers that culminate in that really difficult late braking again, late apex. And then the two left-handers there, really difficult on traction. So you've got to be a bit careful. Flat out through the penultimate corner these days. And into the final corner, 22.9 from Chris, puts him P4 for the moment. I think Paella just improved ahead of Massey, so he's just done 22.5. And I don't know if you noticed it come up on your screen, but Snake, I think, crashed somewhere, so he's retired from the session, and will be, well, presuming Gunnar does manage to get a lap on the board before the end of the session, then he'll be starting from the back. We've got here, this looks like a man on a lap. This is RG01 London. And down to the chicane once again. See the way that London took the first part there, really got the car over to the left ready to take the second part of the chicane. That can aid in getting on the power a lot easier because you can open up the corner, but I don't think you'll find that's the quickest way of doing it though. We all have our little quirks in the way that we like to do things. There is no absolute correct way, there's only which way is best for you really in racing. So London just coming around the corner. Didn't hear any lift. Seems to get through the corner very easily, which makes me think he must have lifted, but 24.1 then from London on his first run. We got X11 and Checo out there. X11's just start. Oh no, he's very early on in the out lap actually. So let's go to Checo. He's going to be next across the line to start the lap. I do have people on laps, but I've said to myself in qualifying, I'm going to start trying to actually get full laps in with drivers rather than just catching everybody's last two corners or something. Into the hairpin. Obviously, during the race, you'd be expecting these two straights to be where the, I would say, 99% of the overtaking is done, pretty much. There's Whoopi, improves his time at the top. It's 22.160. I missed Gunnar jumping up, actually. He's done 22.4, he's up to P2. Hunter's jumped up to P6 on a 23.2. That's going to invalidate. Unlucky Checo. Probably ducking to the pits. I should have not got any energy, so well, not enough to do a lap in a way. Yeah, back into the pits and give it another go. Let's go to Massey on one. Massey's on one here. It's the end of the first sector. It's just over half a tenth down. It's not very much. It's when you consider the length of this lap, half a tenth's nothing. Certainly a lot quicker lap now than it used to be with the old layout, but still one of the more, I don't know, I guess it's actually pretty average on lap time now, but it feels like a longer lap when you're driving it. I don't have a plus or minus on Massey there, so I'm going to take a wild stab and say that he was 0-0-0. Right on the cough. Cuff, even. Or cough. Oh, back tight. He's going back to the pits. Just about enough time to get in and out again, so... there. X11's popped up into P6. What do we got here? Is this... I don't think Swavishi's on a lap. I think he's just done one. Chris is on a night lap. Who's the Aston? That's D-Bomb. No, he's just done a lap because he's jumped up to P8. Well, let's check Swafishi then. Let's stick with... Let's see if we can tell. He's not taking it easy like he's on a night lap or in lap, to be fair. So maybe he is on a hot lap. Right, yeah, indeed he is. He's 3/10 up. The improvement at the moment would move him significantly up to... He's right on par with Chris, actually, in P5, so a little bit more and he would take P5 off of Chris. There's a bit of a gap to the car ahead of Chris, which is Massey. Here he comes. And just over 3.5 attempts does go ahead of Chris into P5. Nice lap for Fishy. And, well, X11 is invalidated at the start of his lap. Or he's just going, well, he might not even be on the lap, I don't know really. So, here we go then. Longest. I've absolutely no idea if he's on the lap, I think he is. This into the final corner as he managed to find, I think, currently P12 on a 23.4. Oh, it's a 23.0. 4 attempts improvement. That moves him all the way up to P7. Very good improvement indeed. He's 3 into the final corner now. Here he comes. Can he improve? Yeah, 3.5 attempts improvement. Moves up to P9. Keep on very early in his lap. Got a whole row of drivers. Just have a little look through Corino. He's just finished a lap. So it's going to be D-Bomb then. 13 thousandths up. 3 sets of 1. Currently on a 23.2 in P11, but it's super, super tight. Well, 0.32 would move him up to P5. So just over 3/10 would move him all the way up from 11th to 5th. Oh no, car on the right hand side then, that was a Haas. Actually missed his second split time then, I wasn't paying attention. Absolutely no lift at all, you saw how easy he took it as well. And 23.1, improves with just under a tenth, goes P9. What else we've got then? Alan not improving. Gunnar was slightly down, only 8 thousandths down through sets of 2. Has he found anything? Yeah, he finds just over a tenth, stays P2, but makes it a bit more difficult for the guys behind to go ahead of him. See Massey towards the end of his lap, heads to the line. Slightly up through sets of 2 and improves sort of 0.517. That puts him 300ths of a second ahead of Paella, who's 10th down in the final sector, and he's just made a little mistake there as well. Be amazed if this lap improves after that. No, 2 tenths down. Chris into the pits. Fishy has invalidated. Was actually up in sets of 1 note. Despite having already done a run on those tyres as well, so that was pretty impressive. Bowden looking to put to P5, and he does. Anybody else? I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, it is indeed. Fishy not on a lap. Everybody, and D-Bomb we know is not on a lap, so everybody has either seen the checkered flag or they are entering the pit lane. So it's congratulations to Whoopi for pole again. He's on a real hot streak in qualifying recently. 1:21.60, not a bad pole position time. Just waiting for D-Bomb to finish, we've then pushed into the pits. Oh my word, man. Hurry up. It's not wrong. Sure not, it's just, it does take a while to push them into pits. Gotta wait for the screen and all that to come down, but I am actually starting to think that something's wrong. Can D-Bomb retire from the session, maybe? Oh, we got there in the end. It's okay. So, congratulations to Whoopi, who takes pole position in Abu Dhabi. Gunnar P2 with Massey filling out the top 3 there. Paella only 300, so a second off of Massey and getting into that top 3, but still a very nice qualifying from Paella. And Bowden popping up to P5 close to the end there with a nice little lap. I'll do a proper grid countdown once we go out onto the track for the formation lap. But guys, as always, any drivers listening, please remember we do take a 5-minute break after qualifying, so please do not ready up. Gunnar will tell you when it is time to go. Do not ready up. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break, grab myself a quick coffee, and I'll be with you in a couple of minutes. Okay guys, back with you, and we'll be getting close to race time. Let's see if I can find anything going on in the chat or anything. Okay. I don't think Snake's racing, so I think we're going to end up with an AI. Right. Just while we're waiting for it to come up then. So, just having a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. It's Massey that has an early lead after 2 second places and a race win last time out. He is currently on 93 points. 13-point gap actually to second place Chris, who, although he hasn't actually been on the podium so far this season, has been ultra consistent, picking up 17 points, 17 points, 18 points and 26 points. So P2 on 80. Then Gunnar on 70 has had one race win on the second race of the season at Singapore. Corey in P4, just 1 point behind Gunnar, and also podiumed last time out. So remember, he was very, very pleased with. Early constructors sees Aston Martin in the lead on 149, Ferrari 139, Red Bull on 125. Right, okay, so they're on the formation lap, so we'll do a quick grid rundown. So, as you can see, Whoopi on pole alongside Gunnar, who will be looking to get him as early as possible. Massey and Paella on the second row of the grid, with Bowden in 5th alongside Chris in P6. Swifishi in P7, and we'll be starting alongside Volungis. X11, long-time Volungis teammate X11, but no longer. And D-Bomb in P10. Corey 11th with Hunter in 12th, and Monsters and Craig are on the 7th row of the grid together. Lycorius P15 with London alongside in 16, and for what is tonight's back row of the grid in 17 and 18 we have Checo and Snake, although I believe Snake has had to leave. Yeah, he's ghosted there, look. I've told him in chat he needs to retire in the pits at the end of the first lap, but I think he's already gone. So, let's have a quick gander at the tyres. Usually quite a mix here at Abu Dhabi, and as you can see on the screen there, it is. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the 18 drivers starting on the mediums, 2 on the softs, and 6 on the hards, spread right away throughout the field as well, so should be interesting. I'd love a no safety car race when it's like this. You get the strategies come into play. So Whoopi on the left of your screen, Gunnar on the right, Massey behind Whoopi on the left, and Paella behind Gunnar on the right. The lights go out and away we go in Abu Dhabi. Whoopi gets off to a good start. Gunnar comes across to cover off Massey. Paella sits in behind. Red Bull gets a couple of drivers just running off track on the turn 1, but I don't think there's been any contact or anything. Oh, there's an Alfa Romeo going round. So that's Swifishi after a really good qualifying as well. So far, though, that's the only incident. We'll then get through okay. Oh, somebody else must have gone round actually. Volungus has dropped to the back as well. So there we go. Let's go up to the front as Gunnar makes a move into the chicane. Doesn't get it done though. looked to me like it might not have been a planned move. It might have been a missed the braking move. And it's going to put him under pressure from Massey all the way down to the left-handers. Look at the ERS. Look at how much ERS Gunnar's used so early on. He's used half his ERS already. Such is the beast it is, Abu Dhabi, with those long straights. Makes you use it, doesn't it? So I think it's become a bit of a norm in recent commentaries that I've done. We do have a couple of timing glitches going on with Paella and Chris, so hopefully they'll sort themselves out. Maybe not the end of this lap, but the next lap, quite possibly. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's still wrong at the moment, but they'll probably sort themselves out the next lap. As just going down to have a look at the Red Bull. Chris was having a little look at Bowden, but doesn't make the move in the end. He's dropping back from Whoopi slightly here. He's actually just drops out of the 1 second. So I can see why Gunnar's using his energy now. Actually, he is one of the guys that started on the hard tyres. As Chris makes the move on Bowden, goes to the outside. Bowden will defend this to the inside. Oh, look at the angle. Chris has got to go through the second part of the chicane. She would have thought would have given Bowden a perfect opportunity to cut back. He's coming back alongside. Usually Chris will get the better exit. Yeah, and he's going to have the inside to the right-hander. It's always awkward for two drivers. They do have a little bit of contact. And in fact, X11's taken advantage and nipped past Bowden, although they are still battling. And I think X11's got that done. That was very nice from X11. Still going, actually. Oh, I think they've ended up in tears. They have X11's round. See him properly. Where is he? He's on the pit. Oh, goodness me. Pull over. I've got to be honest, it does look on my screen like he's jumping around somewhat. I've got a feeling he got involved there and started lagging. I think this maybe caused some sort of incident. What's wrong, James? Oh, I think we've got a move going on. I think we've got a move. Here it's Lycorius and Craig. Craig getting past. So up into P12. Oh, you bet yes for X11 top 10. Well, don't roll him out yet, mate. Not Abu Dhabi. There's a long, long way to go. He could two-stop this to try and get some time back. He might have been two-stopping anyway, starting on the softs. Right, Volungis gets past Swafishi for P16. Doesn't look like Swifishi's coming back now. I thought we might have been for a moment there. That's why I stayed with them. But this should surely be a move. D-bomb right on the back of Chris. Coming out of the hairpin and onto the straight. And he won't even need to use it. Well, he's using a bit of energy here. He doesn't need to. Quite honestly, DRS will do this. And there he goes. As far as in behind. And that is Bowden just behind him. Yeah, I don't know about you, James, but I think I've got a feeling that X11 started to lag. He seems to start moving about on my screen a bit. So I think that's what's caused the contact, to be honest with you. But these guys all battling. D-bomb leading this group. So after he's made the move on Chris, of course. Just go out to the leaders actually, because they are switching positions a little bit now. You've got Whoopi, as you can see, it's just pulled a little bit of a gap. It's 1.7, so he's certainly not disappeared yet. Massey P2, Gunnar P3, Paella P4, all in this group. I would argue that the happiest driver right now might be Gunnar. We know he used his energy, and that's almost guaranteed that's because he's on hards. So while the mediums have the really big advantage over him on the first couple of laps, that's why he used his energy, so that he could stay with these guys. I'm sure you'd be expecting Paella to nip past at some point. Then, of course, he'll have the tyre advantage in the second half of the race. And he'll be... Well, he should then be looking to conserve the energy in order to use it for the overtaking that he's likely to be doing. So, D-Bomb getting ahead of Chris. Oh, it's Bowden as well, and they have a bit of contact. Means that Bowden's ran out wide. Corey having a little look. Decides better of it though. Stays away. Tight at the moment. Right. Last place driver is X11. And he's just going into the penultimate corner now. The leader still in sector 1, so... But if you take the top 4 out of it, because they have created a gap to the next guys. D-Bomb has just finished sector 1. As Swafishi retires from the session in the pits, please do take a screenshot of whatever of your damage, please, Swafishi, to explain that one. Any obvious reason for doing that? Bomb and Chris side by side still. As we head now into the right-handers. And I think it might have had a tiny little touch at some point there, but it wasn't anything to write home about. And Chris in the end gets that move done. So back into pre-5 now. And oh, that's Bowden nipping up the inside of D1 on the final corner. Not the usual place for an overtake, but seems to get it done pretty well. And into P6 goes Bowden. I'd say Chris's pace in these last few races, he's been very, very strong. He does seem to come alive a bit later in stints on the tyres. So whether he actually deliberately tries to look after his tyres, or whether it's just a side effect of his driving style, I don't know. Comes Bowden, DRS overtake on Chris, done before the braking zone, and he was beginning to have a little look at Hunter, but ran out of DRS zone. Chris not coming back at that one. So, is Craig going to get a run on Hunter this time? Not quite. Checo might be. Oh, Bowden's round. Bowden is round at the left-hander. He's had a few little knots on his way through the field. You just kind of feel it's all good being a quick driver. You've got to be careful getting through the field without actually hitting other drivers. You can't just knock other drivers out of the way, but you feel karma comes to bite you on the odd occasion when you do stuff like that, and it feels like one of them. Yeah, don't get me, he's not been particularly bad tonight, but there's just little things, you know. Looking overtaking to the final corner was extremely aggressive. There was no need for that. should be reaching the point where the guys on the softs are going to want to get rid of them. Through the end of this lap. Could be any, I would say, sort of lap 8 to lap 10. Unless they were on a 2-stop and decide to switch to a 1. I do think X11 ought to stop. I think he should stop and try and undercut his way back into the field and into the mix. And then come back at him again later on. I think that's his best chance at a good race, at a decent race tonight, James. It's going to take a lot for him to get through the field at all. Obviously, London in P12. It's 4.5 seconds off of Checo. Then goes past London. More sort of standard move that time. Whoopi's pulled a gap of 3 seconds to the guys at the top. That's him, the little dot in the background, almost. He's a man who is driving very, very well so far this season, is Whoopi. As I say, his qualifying performance has been outstanding. A bit of improvement in the races, but if anything, I would argue that for Whoopi, it's consistency is his weaker side. As we have Craig and Lycorius into the pits. I don't think both of those are on softs. But, oh no, we did have four soft starters actually, so maybe they were. Yeah, I think you're right, James. I think the safety car is probably his only hope of getting into the top 10 as Hunter runs very wide on the first part of the chicane. He's careful with his rejoin, it allows Corey to go past. We're probably just hitting the point now where the hards are pretty much on a level playing field now with the mediums. I don't think they're the better tyre yet, but I think they're probably on a level playing field. It doesn't. A lot of the tracks this season, though, I must admit, there doesn't seem to be a big difference between medium and hards. There's all these different like grades of tyre, and it's so hard to explain, and I don't really understand it myself, so I'm not going to try. But classes of tyre, I think it is. Checo is into the pits. It's just an early stop from Checo. He's going to try and undercut. He has gone to hard, so he does intend on completing this race on these tyres. It's not a 2-stop. At least it's not a planned 2-stop. But, pitted from P... No, he must have been P11. He was ahead of London, wasn't he? So I think he's pitted from P11. He's exited P14, so not bad at all. And we'll keep an eye on his time. Although saying that, the time to the car ahead won't be very accurate because it's an AI ahead of him. Hunter, meanwhile, has gotten back past Corey as London goes to the outside of Bowden. It's always going to be... Oh, he's actually ended up going back to the inside, and he's going to have the outside of the three right-handers. But, yeah, no, he's not managed to stay side by side, so we'll have to back out of it on this occasion. But he's not going anywhere. Good to see London doing a bit of battling there. Plenty of room as well, didn't he? That was nice from London. So he didn't get him that time, but almost certainly going to get another opportunity in the next lap. Such is the DRS around here, around everywhere on this game. Checo just over a second out of that AI ahead of him, and the AI's drops less than a second away from the car in front of him. So, oh goodness me, he's just taken another 6 tenths out of it as well. So Checo was flying on his fresh tyres. Obviously, it is going to come back and bite him later in the race. So later in the race, of course, everybody else will be on fresher tyres for quite a long stint, which will hurt a bit. But he's going to get the immediate advantage of the undercut. It's Chris to the inside with DRS on D-Bomb. These two have been fighting for quite a few laps now. Whooping out 4.6 seconds. Pulled out on Massey. Nobody's ever raced with Massey. He's a blooming fast driver, so it's not easy whatsoever to pull out a gap like this on Massey. So he really is doing an outstanding job. He's at the point now he doesn't need to keep pushing to extend that lead. He can just hold that now. You know, maybe just take a little bit out of what he's doing. Might even allow him to extend the tyres an extra lap, and at the moment he's got the gap so that he can actually completely react to the guys behind him. He doesn't need to pit until Massey does. Massey's not going to undercut 5 seconds in one lap, so he can literally react to whatever Massey does. So, Corey is past Hunter again. Oh no, I think Hunter's ended up round. He has, he spun. Left-hander, if he gets going quick enough, he should stay ahead of Bowden. So, I'm not sure about that. I don't think there was a contact. I think he lost that on his own. As Paella acts first out of the top 4. So in comes Paella, presumably. This is right on time to pit for hards. So, yeah, on goes to hards. Let's go to the end. Craig has dropped a... I'm not sure what's happened with Craig here. Has he had a little moment himself? Hunter and Bowden go past Paella, but Paella... I'm getting a bit confused. Where's he come out? He has come out just on the back of Hunter and Bowden. I tell you what, if that was me now, I'd be going, I should have waited. Should have waited. He's banged to get held up here. But that gap's going to close, and he's going to be so much faster on these tyres. Alongside the Red Bull. That was handy, but he's managed to get alongside Hunter on the exit, which has enabled him to get past. I think Bowden was probably too far ahead to get him under DRS. Corey picks up 3 seconds. And Whoopi is in. I'm very surprised at that. Why he's pitting. Helen makes his way through, but my goodness, he had to risk it, didn't he? I'd think he was getting held up so badly if he didn't. So who else pitted? Massey is in. Saguna's obviously stayed out. He started the hard, so he's bound to stay out for a bit. Massey coming out. Whoopi is on exit now, and he's... Oh, look at this. He's with him right. He's splitting Corey and Monsters. That's where it's out almost well, that's basically perfect for Whoopi, isn't it? Because he's going to get DRS to overtake Corey. Is he? Yeah. He is. So he's going to fly past the Ferrari. He's been given DRS for a pit exit, which is just going to help him extend his lead. Should be able to get a good enough exit here to stop Corey being able to come back. Look, you could see the difference in grip, can't you? So there we go, and he literally is 12.2 seconds, 12.3 roughly, just over 12 seconds, I'll say it that way, behind Gunnar, who is probably going to do another lap or two before pitting. For me, I'm going to touch wood while I say this, but for me, Whoopi's got this. There's no safety cars tonight, and no silly mistakes for Whoopi. He's got this race sewn up already for me. was a little surprised he pitted. I didn't think he needed to. Because of the gap he had, he could have waited. Paella, you're absolutely right, James. Yeah, Paella's undercut Massey. Sorry, guys, I missed that bit. But yeah, Paella has undercut Massey, so Massey 1.8 seconds behind. That shows the power of the undercut, doesn't it? And we saw Paella come out and get caught in traffic. So it wasn't as powerful an undercut as it could have been. Checo, who pitted early, look. He's undercut his way up to P9 now. And there's still the 3 drivers directly ahead of him still had to pit. They all started on the hards. It's going to be nearly a full pit stop ahead of those guys when they pit. They will fly back at him later in the race, but my goodness, he's going to have a good time advantage to be able to try and defend it. Just dropped to P10 as Chris has gotten past, but that would be good for Checo, is to, if he can hold on to the back of Chris. Not battle him, just hold on to the back of him. Sorry, I didn't realise I was on with Snake there, the ghosted card, it's not actually there. There's a battle going on just here. Go Lycorius. Bowden gets 3 seconds now as he... Oh, I got a feeling, you know, this pit entry has an annoying thing on it about cutting the pit entry. It's not a cut, but yeah, he's gotten a warning. It must have been his 3rd warning, so it's giving him 3 seconds. If you don't get any more warnings, he should be able to request that one to be removed, as long as, you know, unless he genuinely did cut the corner, then you can, because obviously it'd be correct. It is Bowden next in the pits, right in front of Valungus. Valungus might be being slightly optimistic, having pitted to soft tyres this long ago, but for now it's got him past Bowden, and he was just behind going into the DRS thing, so D-Bone gets past Checo. Checo had gone up to P8, but down to P9, or in fact down to P10, so Lycorius is going to... Oh, is he or not? No, he's not. Checo's going to hold him off, I think. There he is. He does hold him off, at least for another lap, as in comes Gunnar from the lead. Gunnar in and onto fresh medium tyres. His tyres are going to feel wonderful to him when he gets out on track. And he should get out just ahead of Hunter, who's yet to pit. Just Hunter's not doing too bad, isn't it? And you consider, if you remember, he spun, didn't he, at the left-hander at the end of the straight. So, well, battling Corey, so he's not actually doing that bad. In fact, he's only just behind Gunnar. X11 loses out there to Valungus and Bowden. Oh, guys, careful, 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 come on. Oh, dearie me. Well, can you believe it? The long-standing teammates, no, they're not in the same team, have come together. And that one, I don't really see any replays of that. That is 100% on Valungus. Look how juddery. Look at the... Oh, goodness me. He's all over the place, lagging all over the place, isn't he? since Massey came out, Pilot's actually extended slightly. About half a second further up the road. It was on 1.8 when Massey came out the pits. Looks ahead, and the two Red Bulls switch positions as well. Preset's fastest lap. Literally feel invincible right now. These tyres will feel so good. Sorry guys, I only just noticed Wolfie's picked up a penalty at the front. However, he's also pulled out an 8.5 second lead, so right now that doesn't affect him. But if there was to be a safety car, then he'll no longer be favourite to win the race. I think we might have a turn of speed into the pits. It's at 5 seconds. It never rains, James. It never rains, but it pours. You wing. 5 seconds for speeding. He's not going to fall a lap down, he will still be on a lead lap. So if there was to be a safety car, he actually would get onto the back of the field. Ooh, let's go to Craig, who's getting onto the back of Checo. I think gone past Checo earlier on, I'm sure he had, so don't swap positions again. Checo now back up to P10. These two have got... You've got to be a bit careful. They shouldn't be battling too hard, these two, because they've got Volungus. He's 10 seconds behind, but he's on much fresher tyres than the softs that he's on. So I don't think he'll be pitting again for another set. So finally, Hunter pits, and he'll be going to a set of softs to take him to the end, and maybe have a little sneaky go at the fastest lap as well. And I think he... Oh, it's going to be tight on the exit. Is it? Or are they going to fly past? No, I think they're going to fly past, actually. So, actually, it's going to come out P13. So, Volungus and London go through. Those guys are battling. Here's Craig. I think he drops out the DRS. Let's keep an eye. Oh, no, he did have it. Around the outside then at the long left-hander. Don't think Checo's... No, yeah, so Craig has got that to work on this occasion. But I think Checo will stay with him and look to come back at him next lap perhaps. Change there. Volungus and London. So this will help the guys ahead that are trying to hold the gap to these guys. As, oh, Craig's in! That's unexpected. Mr. Tyre Wizard himself is two-stop in Abu Dhabi. Wasn't expecting that. Of all the people that didn't need to two-stop, it's him. Oh, okay, actually, he needed a front wing, so that'll explain that one then. So that's put Checo up into P9 with an 8-second lead over Volungus. That gap is going to continue to fall quite quickly at the moment, but at some point Volungus is going to hit a wall with those soft tyres. I do mean that metaphorically, not literally. Oh, Paella. What's he done? He's got Massey catching him. That's why. That's what it is. So what was did I see then? Volungus is having to go to come back at London again. Get around the corner very well. It's allowed it's allowed London to switch back on him, but he's going to be on the. Oh, in fact, he backs out of it. Oh, but Volungus runs deep. Volungus goes too deep. And London takes full advantage, and that is Hunter right on the back of him now. And much fresher tyres. Oh, as I said, much fresher tyres. Oh, goodness me. It is frustrating when you're the guy on faster tyres is being held up, but you know, you can't just expect people to get out of the way for you. You've got to make your way past, which is what Gunnar's just done. He is through against Paella and into P2. Could he chase Whoopi down? I think it's a monumental task, even with the penalty, but Whoopi will not be wanting to pick up another penalty, though. I can say that much. Side by side go Hunter and Volungus. That probably wasn't the greatest moment there. There we go. So Hunter's through. It's given London a little bit of breathing space, at least to Volungus, in a way. A little bit of breathing space to Hunter, but it's not going to take Hunter half a lap to catch that gap. So, in a way, let's go back to here. Gunnar already eaten into the lead. Just a question of how. So Massey past Paella. And up into P3. Volungus makes a pit stop. I thought it was a bit. Over the top, asking those softs to go to the end, so he's going to make another stop. I have to say, this is the most, despite what was an extremely tight qualifying, by the way, I think this is probably the most spaced out race I've seen in a long, long time. I feel really, really divided. We've had don't get me wrong, in terms of the stream, we've had plenty of battling going on throughout, but so we've not been starved of battles. It's just been the field as a whole. It's just I've never seen the field so far apart before. It does help with the overtaking though, doesn't it? Because obviously you don't end up with DRS, you know. It's better when you haven't got DRS trains because people can actually overtake. Gunnar could do this, says James. Well, you're right. He suddenly lost 4 attempts then. I don't know what that was about. Perhaps he had a little difficulty getting on the power. I don't know. It's like Whoopi's just turned the engine back up or something, just making it difficult for Gunnar to catch. Maybe Gunnar's hit a point on the tyres, which is just going to have to struggle through a little bit. The thing is, we all know 3 laps extra on hards. 3 laps on hards is nothing, pretty much. It's such a small amount. I don't know. I'm not sure that Whoopi will ever have a tyre advantage over Gunnar, but look, he is just gradually extending the lead now. Look, James, I don't know whether he's just been. I mean, if this is Whoopi sort of driving 80% or something, then watch out the rest of the grid for the rest of the season, because that's what it's looking like to me at the moment. It's like Whoopi's just turned his engine back up, like the Mercedes used to do in the old days, turn their engines down. when they built such a lead. Raiden. Super pen and stick with this free car battle. We do have a yellow flag. We do have a yellow flag, and we do have a safety car. We have a full safety car, and it is Bowden who is out of the race. Oh my goodness me, and Gunnar has just gone a hot favourite to win this race. The longest picks up a drive-through. Oh my goodness, the guys at the back are going to have to be careful. They need to get to the back of the safety car. Whoopi is, yeah, look, X11. He's going to get away with it because Whoopi has to pit, but X11's going to pit here, and then he's going to have to absolutely bomb it round to catch you. I really shouldn't have pitted there, quite honestly. X11. Oh, and look, he's serving a penalty. He's going to end up a lap down. Oh, X11, what have you done? Well, the honest truth here is Whoopi says he has a warning for pit entry. We'll get one for typing in his chat during the race in a minute. It was Bowden who's crashed out of the second of the two left-handers in sets of three. James has caused a safety car. And I can't believe what I've just seen. Well, Whoopi has been extremely kind and let X11 through. Now, he didn't have to do that. Just let X11 back onto the lead lap, but I'll be amazed if he catches this safety car before it comes in. But honestly, he's going to have to bomb it round. He's probably got a delta at the moment because there's people pitting. So, because other drivers are pitting, he's probably got a delta up at the moment. Once that delta disappears, he's going to have to absolutely bomb it. So, Whoopi didn't have to do that. He would have quite fancied having a car between him and Gunnar for the restart. Albeit a lapped car. Well, love him or loathe him, safety cars do bring an element of entertainment. So, with his warning for pit entry, every chance he may be able to get that removed. Don't forget though, Whoopi, you will need to get the race director at the end. If you don't, then you won't be able to get it removed, so make sure you get that. So penalties, should we take a look? Don't always look at the penalties, but I think tonight we will do. So 3 seconds, Whoopi may be able to get removed. Paella 3 seconds, Chris 3 seconds, Corey and Hunter 3 seconds. 3 seconds for Checo, London. Verlungis has a drive-through penalty. I don't know if he's got any overtime penalties as well. And X11, oh James, X11's got 9 seconds. Should I just should I offer you a cash out? How much did you put on? Yeah, 5,000 on that. Deary me, I'll tell you what. If you want, you can cash out 42. Not 42,000, mate. 42. I mean, literally 0.0 or 0,0. No, 0.0. Oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but 42, like 42 pence is what I'm offering. Safety car in this lap. It's 11. Quite simply does not have a hope in hell of catching the safety car. He's down at the hair. Well, nor does Lungus, to be fair. He's got to drive through in a way. So they're going to have a long wait. In all fairness, they are going to have the safety car's driven off, but look where they are. So it's going to take a long time for him to actually get to the start-finish line. It's likely to mean that Vlungus is going to get pretty close, but then of course have to serve the drive-through. He may just take the drive-through to the end actually and get the time added on instead. Goes just before the final corner. Night, Dad. So we restart, and well, Gunner's challenge has changed really. I mean, now he needs to hold off Massey. I assume everybody's on softs. Let's just double check. Well, Lycorius has stayed out of 9-lap mediums. That's going to make this stint very interesting for him. But actually, in all fairness, I think he gained places by doing that. And that, yeah, he's probably made the right decision to do that, actually, you know. Because it's only the 2 laps that we're going to do. Right now, these 2 guys will be feeling that they are battling each other for a race win. They won't really know. It's my only issue with penalty removals, and hey, when I was in ARC I was the one that got it brought in there, but to remove penalties, but it's my only issue with it. These guys can, you know, there's a chance Whoopi might be in a party with Gunnar, so Gunnar might know, but Massey probably isn't, so, you know, these guys can't possibly know that Whoopi potentially can have his 3 seconds removed. It's a catch-22 situation, because it's the guys behind can't possibly know. The guys behind can't possibly know that he's going to get removed, but at the same time, if you don't remove it, it'll be extremely unfair on him. So it's an odd situation, but sure, what else you can do really? So a bit of a catch-22, which we all face in life. So there you go. So what we've actually done in other leagues is to say, right, you can get reinstated back to your position, but the guys that you go back ahead of don't lose the points that they've gained. So that's one way. Whoopi then crosses the line, crashes the car across the line to finish. Well, he finishes P1 on track, drops to P3 after penalty. Gunnar P1, Massey P2, D-Bomb P4, Monsters P5, Paella 6, Chris 7, Corey in 8th. Lycorius comes home in a brilliant P9 in the end. Craig P10, Checo has done very well tonight, I think. P11, Hunter P12. I'll finish the countdown in just a moment. There we go. That's enough of Gunnar getting a trophy. Right. Okay. So there we go. I've forgotten where I was. Oh, Hunter in P12. Well. No, Snake didn't race. So London P13, X11 P14, Valungus in 15th, and Bowden and Swafishi, unfortunately, were at DNS for the evening, so will not score. Race director, let's just quickly scroll through the incidents, just so we've got them. And I'll tell you what, we will do a quick interviews tonight. I haven't been doing them just recently, but we will tonight. Who did I just send an invite to? I've got absolutely no idea. Right, let's invite them in. Invite to my party, invite to my party. So, well, they've all got invites. I think. Oh, hello. Bloody hell, that scared me. You didn't come up on the. It didn't come up.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Right, are you all here? Yes, you are. Have you all included your audio?
Yeah. Yes.
Excellent. Great
Yes.
job, guys. Right, okay. Well, who do I come to first? It's an awkward one. So, Whoopi, well, let's do it as if. I think we should do this as is on the screen at the end of the race. So, Whoopi, I'm going to come to you and say congratulations for P3. Ultimately, I understand you're going to submit to try and get the penalty removed, but as I say, we'll do it as it's finished right now because they're the preliminary results or provisional. Oh, you didn't pick up another warning, did you?
Yep.
Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Oh well, trying to drive away, he's picked up another warning. Never mind. Okay, so it will be P3 then. So, well, still congratulations on the result and on a podium. It's not going to be what you wanted because you absolutely dominated that race, in all fairness. Qualifying was superb. You took a lead at the start of the race and you just seem to keep extending it. Yeah, take us through it.
Yeah, well, I seen Gunnar was on the hards at the start, so took that as an advantage. I seen he was quick down the straight, so I knew it would be harder for the guys behind him to pass. So I took that as an advantage to break away, obviously being on the softer tyres, and just built the gap. And Gunnar was obviously on the slower tyres. I think Massey did pass him a few laps later, I think, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But on that, it was just really about building a gap, which I think I took it to like 5 seconds before the pit stops. And that's when I seen Piala pit, and I knew how powerful the undercut was. So that's why I pitted 1 lap later, because I think the gap was at like 7 seconds when he pitted, and when he came out, it was like 5.1.
Yeah, it
my
was a
tyres were
huge
starting to go.
undercut. In fact, he did undercut Massey, and the gap was substantial. So, and Andy was caught in traffic. So,
Yeah, exactly. That's why I seen it.
He come out on the back of Bowden and Hunter. I'm going to say I can't remember exactly. I did mine and Corey. I can't remember. He came out on the back of two. Yeah, he came out on the back of two drivers that were battling away. So he was really getting held up, and he still pulled a load of time. So yeah, it was a big undercut.
Yeah,
Okay, but also obvious disappointment not to win the race. But you've got to be pretty happy with the performance, though.
Yeah, I was pleased with my pace the whole race, to be honest. Like, even when Gunnar got past Massey and Paella on the 1 lap, straight after straight, I seen he dropped the gap like 10.5, and it just started building once I started going 100% again. And obviously the safety car ultimately ruined the race for me, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It's all part of it. So, yeah, well, unlucky not to get the race win, but still, congratulations on the podium. And what was a really good performance. So, well done, mate. Massey, congratulations on P2. I think we sort of mentioned about the start and Gunnar being on the hard tyres, and obviously you weren't able to get ahead and get away early on to be able to pull that gap. But yeah, just take us through it.
Yeah, I didn't have the pace of the top two. I could tell I wouldn't have the pace when Gunnar was quicker than me when he was on the hard tyres. But I was just using the ERS in the right bits at the start of the straights each time. So by the time he got to me, I was just enough ahead for an overtake. And then as the tyres started to go, I I was going to pit and I nearly ended my race. Because my wheels does this weird thing with gear shifts sometimes where sometimes they just don't work. And I came into the pits and it didn't work, so I almost went straight on into the wall. So I had to just move to the side of the track because otherwise I would have killed Guna, and I don't think he'd been very happy with me. So I just moved to the side and thought, up you pop. Let me regather my poo in my boxes. So yeah,
Nice.
I don't know what to do with my wheel because it does it every week now. But as far as the race is concerned, I was I feel we got to feel for Whoopi. He was in a league of his own today, and that last safety car was very reminiscent of sort of Abu Dhabi 21, sort of completely screwed him.
That's what I said in the Discord. Felt like Hamilton 21.
So yeah, so all I can do this season is keep consistent. I know I'm not the quickest in the league, but I'm old enough and wise enough to try and keep out of trouble. And
I'm confident you'll pick up wins, and I've no doubt at all you'll be high in the championship come the end of it. So
the plan.
It's, you're still a very quick driver, and you're very consistent, which is 80% of the battle. So,
Exactly.
Yeah. So but still, well done, mate. It's
Cheers.
P2 in the end. And on a race where you happily admitted you didn't have the pace of the top two, to still end up with second is a great result.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Well done, mate. Right, Gunnar, we'll come to you. So it looks like it is going to be victory. Was it all about starting on the hards? Is that what got you to victory?
Well, I knew I had some decent pace under tonight, so yeah, I thought I'd start on the opposite to the boys in front, Whoopi anyway. My plan was just to try and get Messi pretty much to burn all his battery up in the first couple of laps, which I think worked a bit because I also burned mine when he overtook me. I think I was down to about 20% when he overtook me for the first time, and then that's when I just dropped back in behind him because I knew he probably wouldn't be able to get me after them couple of laps. Obviously, I was running a lot lower wings as well. Substantially lower, I think, actually, come to think of it.
Is that something that you found when starting on the harder tyre that can be a good thing to do, is to use a lot of battery early in the race
Only
to hold on to the top guys?
Yeah, I mean, I know I didn't have the pace for Whoopi. I mean, the main thing was to just hold Massey back for 2-3 laps, make him use his tyres up a bit, his ERS, and also because I was just burning off, I burned loads of mine as well, but then I managed to recharge it all back behind him and before the pit stop. And then obviously I come out of the mediums, he undercut me by about 7.5, 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And after about 3 laps, and I was like, whoa, okay. At first I didn't think that I'd make it up, but yeah, and then about 3-4 laps in, the tyres just come to me, and I just got right on the back of them, managed to get them both on the same lap.
Yeah.
And then the safety car come, which screwed Whoopi. It was unlucky because I didn't have the pace to catch him. So,
no.
In all honesty, it should be Whoopi the winner, but.
Well, that's part of it, though. I think, as I said to him, he could be very, very happy with his performance tonight, but these safety cars are, unfortunately, part of racing. So
they're the worst.
It's just unlucky. Yeah. But another day, and it could happen. The other way round. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Other than that, though, Gunnar, I mean, again, you did have a very good race. Didn't have the pace to keep up with Whoopi, really, but you came back well and got up into that P2, which was important because ultimately, if you weren't there on the, if you hadn't got there before the safety car came out,
yeah,
you probably wouldn't have ended up there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, my battle was with Massey now because I didn't have the pace to Whoopi, so I was like, I was kind of lucky in the end, but very lucky.
Yeah. Oh well.
But yeah.
Well, congratulations in a way, mate. And
thank you.
To any drivers out there, don't forget to put your vote in on the Drivers Driver of the Day in the Discord. Oh my goodness, I hadn't even thought about Driver of the Day. Who am I going to give it to? Do you know what? I'm going to go down the grid a little bit, and I'm going to give it to Checo tonight. So, well done to Checo. He gets my Driver of the Day for just a brilliant race, really. He went for a very early undercut that was working an absolute treat. So yeah, it'd been interesting to find out where he would have finished without the safety car. But yeah, I'm going with that in a way, right or wrong. I'm going with it. You can all vote in the drivers one to decide who you want. Other than that, guys, where are we next week?
That's it now till the 7th.
Oh, no, yeah, of course.
That would be at
Yeah,
Qatar,
it's
the first
Christmas,
race back to Qatar.
Right, Qatar.
Thank God.
Excellent. We'll all have a bit of Qatar after Christmas and New Year, so
Yeah.
that should that's come around at a nice time. Right, okay, guys. Well, we'll see that one. It's nice, fast, and do you all like that one?
Yeah,
Qatar.
I love it. Just like make sure you load up on your fuel and keep your track limits down. You should be alright.
It's probably my second best track after this track. Middle East.
Excellent. Okay, well, you got a nice little run of tracks then. So, okay, well, there we go, guys. So we'll be back for that on the 7th of January. So come and join us for that one. Other than that, I'm next live on. Well, we're racing tomorrow night, so don't forget to come and watch us tomorrow night around
Portimao.
Portimao. I was practicing earlier on. I still couldn't remember what track it was. Right, Portimao. Come and watch Hilly beat everybody else around Portimao. So apart from the AMS guys, obviously all the other guys I'll beat. Other than that, guys, I will be back live on Wednesday. On Tuesday for WAOF1 and Wednesday again for WAOF1. So I'll see you then. Good night. God bless. See you again soon.